Now we'll refactor it to mount SubApplications and make use of HTTP GET parameters. So let's get started. Let's create a new file called API user underlib, and we'll pull in all the user calls that we have defined here into that. We'll just leave the health call in the main. Let's pull in the imports as well. Now our import should work in API user.py. Let's clean up the remaining imports from web.py. Let's rename this app to API user. We'll also have to tweak the app.gets to API user.get, as that's the sub-applications. Now that we have API user sub-applications available, we'll mount it in web.py using app.mount, giving the path at which we need to mount it, and giving the sub-applications. Let's import the API user sub-app that we have just created. Now the base is done. Let's run it and test it out. Let's refresh. Now we see that we only have /health available at root. Runs fine, so our app is working. Let's go to /user/docs to get the docs of /user sub-app. Test out. Let's add a new user called Jason. Seems to have run fine. We are getting 200 OK. Our get usernames is working, and our fetch for Alice is working at /user. Now our /username is working as of now because it's still matching to /user, the app mount path. Let's tweak it so we only have /user here. We'll use name get param, to which if we provide false, it will fetch more details of usernames, and if provided true, it will only fetch the usernames. Let's add a db function for this. We'll copy the get user by name and change it to get users. Let's return more details in here. For now, let's just return user ID as well. So if we are saying name is equal to true as get parameters, it will just send us the names using get usernames, and if we don't provide it or it's false, it will use get users and give us IDs as well. So this should work. Checking the name parameter has been passed as true or not. Let's refactor it a bit. That looked a bit redundant. We'll pull it back. Users is equal to none. This should work fine. Now let's test it out. We have /user available now with false, sending us ID and the name. Now let's turn the name flag to true. We are getting just the usernames. So this works. More next.